Tesla gives us clarity around the new supercharging system, the velvet jacket strikes again, we get an autopilot rollback, and more. Here are your Tesla tidbits for this Friday, January 13th, 2017. Tesla has released the firm details of the world of supercharging for those purchasing after January 15th. In a blog post, we got to see much of what we already knew, but a few points of clarification. Cars purchased after January 15th or delivered after April 1st will get 400 kilowatt hours worth of credits for supercharging along with their shiny new car. These credits will be replenished every year on the anniversary of the delivery of the car. Unlike some previously thought, there's no rollover to these credits. It's use it or lose it. Depending on your location, your charge will be either per kilowatt hour of electricity charged or per minute of usage. The reasoning for this is due to antiquated laws in some states in the U.S. where a non-utility cannot sell electricity. Tesla skirts the issue by selling time on the charger rather than actual electricity. If you're in one of those locales, there are two tiers to the charging fee. If your car is charging at or below 60 kilowatts, you fall into Tier 1. If your car is charging over 60 kilowatts, you fall into Tier 2. Tier 2's per minute cost is twice that of Tier 1. For example, in my home state of Ohio, Tier 1 costs 9 cents per minute, and Tier 2 costs 18 cents per minute. In case you're wondering why the car charges at different speeds, this is how the DC fast charging works. The car charges much faster on a depleted battery than a somewhat charged one. The closer the battery gets to full, the slower the charge becomes. So let's take what might be your average 30-minute charge in my home state. I think it conservative to say that 2/3 of the time will be charged at fast speeds and 1/3 at the slower speed. That 30-minute charge for what basically amounts to a full tank of gas in the ICE world would cost $4.50, and that's of course assuming you're out of credits. I'm pretty sure I can live with that, considering my tank on my most fuel-efficient car is costing me $25 a pop right now. Our favorite leak source does it again. Reddit user Elon's Velvet Jacket posted a little while ago that ventilated seats were on the chopping block, and boy, it didn't take long for that prediction to come true. Already now on the design studio, the seats are gone. If you have a car in production, it's unclear whether or not this will affect your order, so feel free to reach out and let me know what your experience is. Electrek reports that an Autopilot annoyance is leaving us as well. Recently, Autopilot began enforcing the speed limit, where previously users could select the offset they wish to obey the speed limit by. Hopefully, this also cuts down on the sudden limiting of Autopilot speed that Jason Hughes was experiencing as well. Apologies to my international listeners here, as this is a very US-centric story. I've speculated somewhat on when I believe the well will run dry for Tesla buyers for the U.S. EV federal tax credit, even recently. It's almost as though Inside EVs heard me. They released a story today on when they feel the top 6 electric car makers will see the credit deplete. They're projecting on what I believe is a rather charitable timeline of the clock starting on the credit in Q2 of 2018, which would end the credit at the completion of Q3 in 2019. Their reasoning is they feel that the Model 3 will be a bit late to the party. However, with Tesla flirting with delivery rates that could move over 100,000 cars per year next year, not even including Model 3, I think this might be a little bit off. If Model 3 makes 2017 at all, and despite history I think it will, the latest we'll see the credit begin the clock is Q1 2018. This would exhaust the credit in Q2 2019. However, if they do release on time and in volume, I'd start the clock in Q4 2017, which would pull us back to Q1 2019 to end the credit. Here's the interesting part of this, though. If Model 3 releases near on time, it's great news because most of us reservation holders should get some sort of a credit. The problem is, though, with the aforementioned production levels of Model S and Model X, the longer Model 3 slips, the less likely it is that most of the reservation holders will receive a credit. So all of us in this boat need to send good vibes to Fremont to hope our car comes in on time and on budget. Lastly today, Elon was on Twitter extolling the performance of the new Ludacris Plus upgrade. Quote, promising early results from the Ludacris Easter egg. Looks like 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.34 seconds, Motor Trend spec, might be achievable, end quote. So a couple things to unpack there. Firstly, when he talks about the Motor Trend spec, he's referring to the fact that Motor Trend omits the first foot of the car rolling when measuring the time to 60 miles per hour. Secondly, it seems completely at odds with what we saw from Brooks yesterday, yielding only a 2.465 second 0 to 60. We have two things that may be playing into that, though. Again, conditions were not good for Brooks, and also, we don't know, though I'm fairly certain it likely didn't, if his measurement equipment uses the motor trend method of measuring 0 to 60. If it didn't, that would certainly drop the time a bit. In the end, the thing is ludicrously fast, and those of you that have them are a group of lucky folks. Check out the links to today's full stories in the show description. If you get some value out of the show, please consider supporting me at patreon.com/Tesla Tidbits. Thanks to my super patrons John Waltauer and Drew Schuyler for their support at the $10 plus level. As usual, if you have no spare coin, it's no big deal. You can still support the show for free with positive reviews and by spreading word of the show. If you have feedback for me, the best way to be heard is to tweet at Tesla Tidbits. That's all for today. I'll see you back here again next week. Until then, keep it charged and hit the road.